this Philadelphia team is kind of scary. Like if you think about it, like I've started playing this when I think about a couple months ago before the wedding. I got COVID. Thank God it didn't affect anything with the wedding. But I got COVID and I started playing this Football Manager game. And my wife will attest to this that I got way too into it because every night she'd be like, "Are you ready for bed?" But yeah, it's just maybe two more hours because I got way too into it, and I got it to the point where I could get like 3 first-round picks all in a row, like 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 and it got me thinking. If an NFL team can do that, like if they can get like 3 top picks or like a multitude of picks in a row, especially high in the draft, like could they A, turn around their franchise, and B, what does that mean here? So like I think right now the Philadelphia Eagles own like 3 different draft picks, and I believe it's something like 14, 19 or so. It's crazy. It's literally all 3 in a row. And I'm actually going to look it up here real quick because I don't remember off the top of my head. I thought I put this down. But again, 3 first round.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No worries. No, so 3 first round draft picks. You've got the Eagles who I believe their natural draft position is going to be in that 13 to 15 range. Here you are. Yep. Okay. So they have got the 15th overall pick from the Miami Dolphins. They have got the 16th overall pick from the Indianapolis Colts, and then they have the 19th overall pick, which is their pick. So it's like 15, 16, and 19. Like they're in a 3-player stretch there where that's huge. What do you guys when you see that? Like, what do you guys think of? I think of, okay, this is 3 immediate positions of need. We are going best player available at every single position. What do you guys think? Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, yeah. Well, as a Cowboys fan, all it makes me think of is the urgency to get rid of McCarthy and to put a coach who can utilize the talent that's there. Because I think I've been saying this. I said this last summer. I said this before that at the draft. I think talent-wise, like that roster, the Cowboys roster is one of the best in the league. You just need a coach who's not a dum-dum to be a leader there. And we can't depend on the NFC East to be the basement of the league, to be the AFC South of the current era, basically. Because I think the Eagles were sneaky good this year, and they're going to be really, really dangerous. Maybe the drafts they'll get, those 3 picks they have in the first round will be the kind of picks that don't really, integrate into the team for a season. That's like the best case scenario. But more realistically, you saw how a player like Micah Parsons helped turn around an entire defense. And, Dan Quinn was a factor, and Randy Gregory coming back from various things was a factor. But I've seen what one player can do to a defensive or offensive unit, and I think the Eagles are fully capable of springing to life and being a threat again, both to take that division and in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone considered them a favorite the year they won the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're a threat anytime soon, but I'm done counting the Eagles out as just kind of an annoying joke, like I used to treat them. Like they are probably the best run franchise in the NFC East. I would say.
I mean, the Giants, the NFL. There was like,
no, just that division, because And I would say the Giants are the second best run, and then the Cowboys, and then the team run by Dan Snyder's wife, whatever they're going to be called by the time this episode airs. But to me, the potential that they have to improve in this offseason is scary to me, especially if nothing changes. Because I don't think much needs to change personnel-wise for the Cowboys. We could definitely use some fresher bodies on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Because the guys who were the greats on that O line, kind of between the Romo and Dak Prescott era, are aging out. And I had him here somewhere in one of my notes, but it's like 72 or 73 that gets called for a penalty at least 2 or 3 times every single game. I think he's our not our tackle, but
Is
our
it Leo
guard.
Collins?
Collins is okay. It's a newer guy. I should be able to bring him up right away, but I can't remember off the top of my head. No, it's not Collins. We need to shore up the O-line and we need to improve coaching. So
Tyler Beatis, or is it? Or Zach Martin or Connor Williams?
It's not Zach Martin. I don't even think he's a starter, but he always ends up in the games. And
Connor McGovern.
Yes, Connor McGovern.
Yeah.
So there's improvement that needs to be made on those lines, and the arms race is only going to get harder every year. You know, like it's other teams are going to improve, other teams are going to go down, but in that division and in that conference, the Eagles' future is a little scary to me. Yeah. So that's.
Yeah, no kidding. And I know as a Packers fan, Tristan, I know that this division doesn't really interfere with us until, you play the Cowboys or one of these teams. But when you see a team that has 3 first-round draft picks, what's your reaction?
If I'm the Eagles, the way I'd probably play it, my first 2, I would probably go best available. And then that third one, I would probably do biggest need.
Yeah.
Just to address it in the first round because you can. But yeah, like he said, you've seen what a difference one player could make on a team, versus just drafting your biggest need. Whether Micah Parsons was their biggest need or not, he's an absolute monster. Just drafting like Green Bay last year, 2 years ago, I wanted them so bad to draft Patrick Queen, because they needed that inside linebacker. They need an inside linebacker, but they got Campbell, thank God, this year, and he's been performing extremely well. But yeah, if I'm Philly, I'm going best available, maybe all 3, and then addressing my needs after that. Just get 3 studs, 3 playmakers right away in the first round, and then address, because a lot of your need positions, they don't need to come in the first round unless it's something like glaring, like quarterback, wide receiver. You can get good O-linemen in the second and third round. You can get good almost everything after the first round. Wide receivers, like last year, there was a plethora of wide receivers in the draft. I know this year there's not as many big name stars in a lot of the positions that there were last year, but I'm probably going best 3 available, at least for the first 2 picks. But the Eagles, contrary to what you think, I personally don't see them as a scary contender in the future for the NFC East, because I don't think Jalen Hurts can take them anywhere.
Wow.
I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he is the quarterback that will take them deep into a postseason ever. Similarly to the way I don't think Kyler Murray will take Arizona anywhere ever. There's a handful of quarterbacks I feel this way about that I don't think will have a success. It's funny, they all happen to be OU quarterbacks. I don't know if it's just some kind of curse OU quarterbacks have, but I just don't. They don't have very much success in the league. I mean, they're good in the regular season, for the most part. They're not terrible, but Kyler Murray, I've never really believed in him. I never believed in the Cardinals. I've told my friend who's an Arizona fan who works with me here in Texas, he's like, oh man, they're going to get to the playoffs and they're going to be dangerous. I'm like, no, they're not, dude. Kyler Murray is not going to take them anywhere. I think he's extremely overrated, and you'll see. He's going to crumble under pressure like he always does. This isn't college. And sure enough, he crumbled under pressure. Dude looked lost out on the field. It was tough. Mentally extremely underdeveloped in the sense of football IQ, similarly to how Jameis Winston was in Tampa Bay. And I'm not saying that to say he's like an interception machine, but when the pressure comes and when stuff is crashing down, he makes the dumbest decisions you could probably make. And it's not just that interception he threw to avoid the safety. It happened all the time with him. In the regular season, if it was coming down to a game-winning drive and he was under pressure, he would do some weird Russell Wilson run back 30 yards scrambling, and he would take a sack. rather than throwing it out of bounds or something that makes you go like, what the hell are you doing?
Mhm.
I think you're right that.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
I think
just wanted to say.
Yeah, his clock management is awful as well. I've seen him try to run hurry up offenses, and he can't do it. He cannot run a 2-minute drill to save his life.
Mhm.
So I think Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, I would pick Jalen Hurts over the two of those guys 10 out of 10 times. Except he's got a lot of like technical. He sails almost every pass he throws. Jalen Hurts does. He throws a high. Something needs to be fixed either with his throwing mechanic, setting his feet. I don't know. I look at the game from a different way than a lot of people. But he needs to clean some stuff up, like mechanically, if he's gonna ever advance. But I think he can, and I feel like he's smart enough to do that. But yeah, I don't really see them being scary unless they draft 3 absolute studs. In my opinion, Gardner Minshew should have played the whole second half of that game against Tampa because he can actually throw on time, he can throw on schedule, he can put it on people's chests. And if he's having a good game, the dude's on fire. Like he's either on fire or he's a dumpster fire. It's like one of the two things you're going to get with Gardner Minshew. But with Jalen Hurts playing that inconsistently the whole game, it was just like they should have moved on from him really early in that game and moved on to Gardner Minshew. But they could be scary if Jalen Hurts develops a little bit as a thrower. But I personally don't see it happening.
Mhm. Joe?
I concur with you about everything you said about. It's a product of them being OU quarterbacks, and throw Baker Mayfield in there too, because they play in the Big 12, so they're not used to seeing a college defense, let alone an NFL defense. And that's a knock on the Big 12, even though I'm a Horns fan, because there just is no defense in the Big 12. So it's not something they're ever accustomed to, even before they come into the league, let alone the difference in speed. In my imagination, thinking of the Eagles as scary in the next 2 years, I wasn't even considering the fact that Jalen Hurts will still be their quarterback. They'll either go with Minshew in training camp or early on in the season, or they'll bring someone else in the offseason. They might make a move because, he's not a factor in my prognostication about Philly because I just don't feel like he has. He's never had the support of the fans, and there's reasons for that. But I don't see him being the thing to worry about that Philadelphia team. It's a quarterback to be named later, I guess, and it could be Minshew. But who knows what's going to happen this offseason? Maybe Aaron Rodgers will suit up for the Eagles. Who knows?